Welcome to Buddha's in the landfill, your landfill. We need to talk a little more about the metaphor of Buddha and the landfill. Now, in this metaphor, when I talk about the Buddha's in your landfill, we're talking about the landfill as a metaphor for your world. So when the world looks like a landfill, it means the world has no potential. The world has no opportunity. It means the world is just, everything is known, everything is past, everything is used, everything is being recycled. I feel recycled. My thinking is recycling. I feel the same emotions come up in every situation, the same thoughts. Everything is the same. I'm in a wasteland. In fact, T.S. Eliot wrote a poem about the wasteland, could have called it the landfill. So we live, when the world feels and looks like a landfill, it's because it's lost its Buddhas. It's lost its potential for something new, for something fresh, for something wondrous. I remember when I came to Blackstone, which is a small town in Virginia, in 1981, I had great expectations. I was going to be a yoga teacher. I was going to find work, but the place began to lose its potential to me. It began to become a wasteland. And my wife was from Blackstone, and she was teaching. And I felt like if I died here, my tombstone would read, "Here lies Tilly's husband," So it wasn't my land. So I tried to leave. I thought my land would be better, but that this was a landfill, I had to leave. And so it took me, I tried to get out and escape, but I was unsuccessful. So when I got a job writing for the newspaper in 1986, everything changed. Suddenly the landfill became full of potential for creative writing. And I realized for the first time in my life, I think, since I grew up in a military family, that I had no place else to go that was better than this. The landfill had been transformed. It was the same Blackstone, it was the same town, the same people, but suddenly something shifted. Now it was full of potential. And that understanding, that discovery, that the landfill of now is also the wondrous land of potential, if we can find that philosopher's stone that changes base metal into gold. The story of alchemy, that was the science of the Middle Ages, and the alchemist was searching for the philosopher's stone that would turn the landfill into a garden. So the whole thing of alchemy is a metaphor too. So we're all alchemists looking for the philosopher's stone that, what I'm calling in this metaphor, is that Buddha that will change this moment into potential. Now, how do we do that? Well, if the landfill is a world that we know, and everything happens is something we already know, it's already named, it's already defined, it's already placed neatly in categories. Everybody sits at the placemat. Everybody sits in the position they're habituated to. Everything is just rehashing the same, right? That's the landfill, and that's the known. So the Buddha is the unknown. The Buddha is a metaphor for my releasing my need to know. When I can release my need to know, I'm okay with not knowing, and when I'm okay with the not knowing, I release the potential of the unknown. And the unknown is going to be creative. I release creative potential when I'm able to rest with not knowing what the answer is, or knowing what to do, or knowing what this is, or knowing what this moment is, you see. So not knowing is the philosopher's stone that transforms the base metal of the known into the creative unknown. The unknown is not unknown. The unknown is the doorway to a creative or new known. So when we create something, we create a new known, but it has to be created out of the unknown. So y'all see that. This is, we're playing with this metaphor here, but I want you to get a grasp of it so it can become your metaphor, okay? So whenever we encounter a situation in which we find ourselves noticing the suffering of the known and wanting to know what to do, but you can't choose, or you get stuck in a double bind, should I go this way or that way? Or the feeling of Groundhog Day, oh, it's bad, you know, suddenly you feel like a deja vu, I'm just reliving the same rerun. Noticing that is the moment when you can surrender and accept the fact that you don't know what this is. And at that moment, you enter into what I call the MacGyver principle. Remember that TV show? All right, so MacGyver, whenever he gets into a fix, he intuitively grabs stuff, a hat, a box, a stick or something, and he makes a creative tool or creative way to get out of the fix. Well, that's a Buddha in the landfill. The landfill is a fix where everything is garbage, and you find a philosopher's stone or a Buddha, and suddenly the garbage is compost, or suddenly the piece of junk becomes a work of art, or suddenly the tool you needed to fix something was something that was lying around that was used for something else, and you discover a new use for it. We all do this all the time, but we need to be able to apply this to our whole worldview and to an understanding of how we can turn our landfills into gardens by finding the Buddhas in them. So thank you for today. See you next time.